Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'm running up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'm running up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough.
What's going on, people? Fam Entertainment here from level1gaming.com, and congratulations, you guys leveled up to 156. This is the Double XP podcast. Listen, Xbox E3 finally has a date. We get to see more of Baloy tomorrow with Horizon Forbidden West. Baloy, yes, it's Baloy. Valve is possibly making a Switch-like device, and if you ever want to make a bet where you lose and eat a hat, bet me that PlayStation games will not be coming to PC, because they're coming to PC. With all that going, the man to my left, the man with the clamps, Citizen Snips.
I don't know how I'm supposed to cope without being on your right still. Like, I'm suffering, man. This is hard. What's up, everybody? Glad to be here. Wonderful podcast day. We got a little bit of extra hustle and some extra motivation with us today, so that's always lovely to have. But yeah, man, should be a good show. A lot of good things about to go down in the gaming scene, it seems like.
Listen, when it's going down in your DM, that's because Baron J67 is trying to holler at you about something. The communications director at level1gaming.com. Baron J67, what's going on, Chief?
Man, you know, out here working remotely for Level 1, the crunch is real. No days off.
Quit telling.
And
we don't even pay them.
And you know, the sponsorships always, they could travel as well. You know, everything go right here. But it's gaming, E3 season, and everything is going to PC. So let's get to it.
My right hand man. My sister from another Mr. Slim Hugger. What's going on, sis?
Not much. I am glad to be back. It always feels like it's more than just a week between shows, and I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be here. And, you know, this week we got a big acquisition to the Level 1 team in Flameser. Now we just need hustle.
Wait. Hey, Flames is what you guys know?
Flames is Level 1, baby.
All time.
Okay, all right. I see you, boy. Keep working, homie.
Daily.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're glad to have you, and thank you, everybody that watches, for everything you do. You guys are awesome. Love y'all.
And if you're low on a little bit of hustle and you're low on some motivation, don't worry. Because Hustle and Motivate is in the building. What's going on, brother?
Oh, indeed. In my Omar voice. Ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name Hustle and Motivate. You can find me on YouTube, Hustle and Motivate. Same thing on Twitter, Hustle and Motivate. I promise you, it's going to get ugly. It's going to be a hot summer, and I promise to God, it's going to be a cold winter. It's going to be a very cold winter for a lot of people who, I don't even want to say who slept on me. I just want to say peace, love, and positivity is, you know, is what I lend, is what I want to lead with. And for the people who don't want to extend that back, I'm watching. I love y'all, but I love everybody on the panel, man. Hey, Flameser, congratulations, man. I know you're going to do epic things over here. Hey, I'm happy to be back. I'm literally happy to be here, and I donned the glasses because I couldn't just let Hugger just be by herself. So I had to throw them back on. You know what
I
I'm saying?
like
I
the
got
way
these
you think.
yeah, I had these Louis Vuittons under my eyes, and I was like, you know what? Not tonight. But no, I'm happy to be here, y'all. And I'm definitely. It's always a pleasure. And damn near like family at this point. If y'all ever come out to where I'm at, and go in the refrigerator to get whatever you want to go get. All right.
Indeed. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this because this is what's happening at the moment. Because we tried to tell you over and over and over and over again. PlayStation, Sony will not ignore PC. And I think a lot of people are going through the stages of grief. And now some people are already at step 5 at acceptance. They're accepting. Though the games aren't day and date, we can soon to call everything that does release on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 a timed exclusive because it's also coming to PC. Now, what we're talking about, of course, is that the Sony investors meeting, I believe that's what it was, got leaked. As you guys can see, I'll have it pulled up here. And one of the more interesting things, and we'll talk about this stuff here. As I scroll. Did I go too far? Did I? First off, shout out to PlayStation 5, the $7.8 million console sold. But there it is. That's a slide in here. Uncharted 4 is the next game that will be releasing on PC. But I'm telling you, this isn't it. This isn't an end all be all. God of War and everything else is coming. But there's some interesting stuff in this leak, and I think the Uncharted 4 thing is one of the most interesting tidbits. So I'm gonna get the panel's thoughts about Uncharted 4: A Thief's End coming to PC gamers. They get the Uncharted 4 multiplayer and don't have to play for PS Plus. Woo! I'm gonna start with you, Hustle. What are your thoughts about this, brother?
This one next, y'all. This one next. It's over. It's over. Whole slate. Jim Brown wasn't playing. Y'all thought he was playing, but hey, listen, we here to get this money. We're not playing with y'all, dog. It's over. And I couldn't be any more happier. Listen, I wore this for a reason. Build you a PC, because it's over. It's literally a wrap at this point. Yo, listen. If you want that fanboy nonsense, you still want to give Sony $60 a year, go ahead. You do what you do with your money. But if I were you, I would build a PC. None of this news shocks me. I mean, if you can read the tea leaves, you can read the tea leaves. This writing has been on the wall for a very long time. And I was on another platform and I said, hey, do y'all think that, not day and day, I said, but do y'all think PlayStation games gonna come on PC? I was told, no, Hustle, you're wrong. Hustle, you're stupid. It's not gonna happen. Look where we at, y'all. And again, I couldn't be any more happier. And guess what I'm still gonna do? I'm copping this, whatever the next one is, Uncharted 5 on PS5 to support the developer. And I'm going to get it on PC because I want a backup. I literally want a digital backup. So I'm definitely going to support regardless. This is going to add new life to Uncharted 4 in particular. So I'll answer that question. It's definitely going to add new life. The Last of Us, I mean, that writing's on the wall at this point. We heard about the remake and everything that's going on and how Naughty Dog is going to retake that over too. So that's gonna be there soon enough. Of course, that's not in this article. That's not in this leak or anything. But I can't wait, man. I'm gonna be the first one rolling over because no more Road Company, right? No more Road Company. Hell, not even no more Gears. I'm just playing. I can't wait. And then I'm a little surprised by this, right? Because you would have figured the trilogy would have come out first, just in terms of like sequential order. I would have just assumed, but. It looks like Uncharted 4, the next one up. And, oh, man, if you wanted a 60 frame mode or if you wanted a 120 hertz mode, you got it now. You got it. I'm extremely happy. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm winning again. Listen, I'm a fat boy and I'm eating good over here. That PC, I love that PC, boy. I'm eating good. I can't wait.
Before we get to the next person, some other interesting stuff in here. I mean, besides the UC4 stuff is you got stuff like Horizon and Spider-Man coming to PlayStation Now. They got more $1 for 1 month deal coming. It's a lot of stuff in this leak. But I do want to move over to Hustle, man. UC4 coming to PC. They're likely going to get the multiplayer as well. Will not have to pay for online like us console peasants do. What do you think about this, man?
Oh, I gave my thoughts, fam.
Oh,
You okay?
I said hustle meant to say Baron.
You meant,
I was looking at
oh.
Baron and said hustle.
Oh, look, I was like, dang,
Like,
all
Hustle, we gotta
good.
go
I
again.
thought we
That
were
speech wasn't good enough.
repeating.
I was like, run it
It's like
back.
it's
I was
Groundhog's Day.
ready. I
Run
was
it
like, let's do it.
I was looking at Baron and said hustle. My bad. All black people look alike.
Yeah, look, oh,
Sir.
hey, sir. Whoa.
Ma'am, I'd like to speak to your manager, please.
Beep, beep, toot, toot. But no, honestly, looking at all of this, they're using Uncharted for the most advanced Uncharted at this point, visually, technically, the pinnacle of the Uncharted series to run it as a test. Because then if this sells as well as it is going to sell, because I just want to see the modding community do their thing, now they'll then do the rest, they'll come up with a whole new collection. Just like they did with, didn't they do a new collection when they brought Kingdom Hearts over to PC? They did a new collection. Like they're getting, it's going to be this massive thing, and they're going to make their money hand over fist all over again. And it's going to show the hype behind Uncharted, because I've always liked Naughty Dog, the Uncharted series, because I like the melee. I would literally run around and beat the dog crap out of people as much as possible. And funny enough, Uncharted 4 is the only one I haven't played yet, and I have it sitting in my house sealed up because the backlog is real and crunch. But honestly though, this is it was inevitable. There's too much money on the table. You guys already know how I feel about PlayStation and future with consoles. Like I think it's going to be a purely game thing. I'll die on that. I'll fight and die on that hill. It's just too much money and too much profit, and hopefully with a lot of the other stuff that's going on with this, hopefully they do move and double down on PlayStation Now. Maybe get some more marketing out there. Maybe they'll even lean in and do some type of PC. Maybe they'll do some type of thing there. Maybe we could. I don't know. I know they don't have the same back office technical power like Microsoft does in terms of that, but
Yo, hey, Baron, you mentioned it earlier. The mod's gonna be kind of crazy, boy.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Listen,
imagine Spider-Man in the future. Like,
what you talking about Spider-Man? I'm thinking about Chloe Bazier, boy. That shame on me, because when you said that, I didn't even picture that. Yeah, and that not only is it going to PC, but y'all know Steam got that non-compete thing too, so it's going to go to Epic first probably, but then the 30 days, and they're gonna want to put it over there, so it's shaping up to look good for me. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off.
Mod City. That's the most exciting thing, because we've seen, and I think somebody mentioned it before. I think Hustle said it, or maybe we talked about it before we went live. But the modding community breathes life into games like no other. It puts legs. It gives legs to any game. A bad game will be made fun with the modding community when they get behind it. So.
Hoga, I definitely want to get your thoughts about this as a primarily PC game. You really play on PC and PlayStation. I want to get your thoughts about games like Uncharted and what it seems like the whole slate of these exclusives coming over to PC at some point.
I mean, that I just want people to play games, and if maybe they don't have access to console and they can play it on PC, maybe they have an old PC, whatever, I don't care. Just let people play the goddamn games. And I always say this, if Atlas has decided to release their games on PC, most of these games are going to come, because Atlas has been historically stubborn. Persona 5, a 12-year-old game, released and has sold over 1 million copies for a 12-year-old game that most people probably pay like 6,000 times. These games are coming. We need to embrace this. And what we need to do is hold these companies accountable, though, when these ports come. Because if it's like another Horizon situation where it just ported over and it was awful, it's good now, but we need to hold them to that standard. You can bring these games over, but they have to be console, they have to be stable. They have to be able to run. Not just, hey, I'm going to crap this out on a plate and I know you're going to pay for it anyway. We need to see more of that from Sony. Like, it's nice to see them not being stubborn, because we know Nintendo and Sony are the probably most historically known stubborn companies, and to see them kind of like going, oh, we need to step into the 21st century is really nice. And I'm excited to play. I've never played an Uncharted game. I own all of them now because I bought them on one of the sales. I don't care.
Hmm.
And I'm excited to play it on PC because, ooh,
I'm gonna be honest,
it's
Sucker.
gonna look so crispy.
I think PlayStation has a window to where they can release these games not in their best format on PC, and then not be a big issue because I've seen people say, Days Gone is a trash game, but I'm gonna buy it to show Sony that I'm willing to support because what I really want is God of War. So if I pay for it and the rest of us buy this game, it's gonna show Sony its money over here. So they have a window, and it won't last long. Trust me. When they release all form of games on PC, if they come out unoptimized for PC and trash on PC, then they're gonna get the actual wrath of PC gamers because no one gives out a wrath to developers and publishers like PC gamers. Console gamers, for the most part, and I'm a console gamer, so I'm going to say that for the most part, we kind of sit back, bend over, and say, I love you, come back later. That's what we do. We take a lot of stuff, and we complain to each other.
Say, that's true. You guys complain to each other.
To each other, but a lot of times, that's in a vacuum. Because at the end of the day, what are we doing? We at GameStop, we at Best Buy, we at Walmart, buying the game anyway. PC gamers will let your game die, bucko. They will let it die.
Although, the only time I've seen like the reverse of that, where PC gamers were like, okay, I like this, and then the console gamers were right, was Cyberpunk. Because for me, it was buggy a mess, but it ran pretty well. It didn't run great, and it was buggy, but it ran better than consoles. And I was just like, I mean, it ran for me, so I don't see the issue. And I was part of the problem. I was part of the problem.
Snips, I do want to get your thoughts on this about UC4, but as well, I want to get your thoughts on, because another thing that was in here was that Sony will be producing more games. Remember games as a service that everyone said they hated, that they make fun of Microsoft for because, Halo is going to be a gas game. It's going to be trash. Well, PlayStation, in this document, they're going to push more first-party games to be games as a service. They said it in here. Develop more service-led experience within first-party roster. And they will release both on and off the console. So you're looking at games as a service titles that are PlayStation first-party games also releasing on PC.
Yeah, I mean, whether you like it or not, if you're surprised by it, I don't know what you've been paying attention to over the past 4 or 5 years. It's been proven that games as a service are absolute money-making fiends. So there's no reason why they wouldn't want to do it. But yeah, man, that's really what it comes down to. Is at the end of the day, these companies are concerned with one thing and one thing only, and that's making as much money as possible. And they're going to pursue whatever they can in light of that goal. Whether that's selling their stuff on other consoles, whether that's making games as a service, they're going to do what they need to do to get paid. So that's the way it is, whether you like it or not. For me, I mean, I'm not like a huge fan of the model, but it can be done well. And I think if they take their time right and they put forth the resources that they have available to them, they can make some good games still. So I'm not worried about it. I'm more of I'm going to wait and see approach. I'm going to see what happens before I decide whether I'm upset or not. But yeah, that's my boat right now is bring me all the games, put them on whatever platform you want, or as many platforms as you want. If it looks good to me, I'm going to play it, and we'll go from there.
For those who are really wanting to take a look at this, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to drop it in the chat for you guys to see. And some other things over in here, of course, we talked about a few months ago about the PlayStation Video Pass. That pilot will be starting in Poland. That wasn't fake. It wasn't made. It was real. That's a real thing. They're really going to focus on making a lot of movies and shows out of their video games. But I think the most important thing as far as game is concerned are the games. And it's time for the people who are on that exclusives or the only thing I love and it's not exclusive, I hate it. That hill is no longer moving, and you're going to die on that hill because it's over, people. It's over. It's over. And I am happy for it because God, so many words are I'm overhearing. I'm tired of hearing banger. I'm tired of hearing exclusive. I'm tired of hearing overrated. I'm tired of hearing such, and a lot of these stuff is going to get ready to go away because, you know, they're coming to PC. They're coming to other platforms. Granted, none of these games will be on another console, vice versa. But with it going on PC, maybe we can finally stop the nonsense. Ha 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 ha. I have it on my console and you can't play it. That's the beauty of it. I love it.
Well, and this bringing them over, I mean, let's be honest, there's a active underbelly scene that these games are already on PC. People, I mean, Breath of the Wild is playable on PC, not legally, but it's there. To bring it legally and to like when the Days Gone devs were talking about how they wanted to make a sequel and got shut down. That's how we make sure people that these games get sequels. Stop buying Mass Effect, although that pains me to say, and support these devs coming over PC that maybe historically aren't on PC or just need to be like, okay, this is the right direction to move.
Pretend like you didn't say what you just said.
Right. What's so crazy about that is you would think that would be the ultimate reason to bring everything to PC. The simple fact of piracy. It wouldn't kill it because piracy is always going to exist, always has existed. I mean, from VHS, like it's always existed. People, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if people were bootlegging wax records back in the day.
Yeah,
But
honestly.
right? Serious. So knowing that, but what's the easiest way to lower it? Because most people don't want to risk their stuff. Like, I'm not gonna give my computers data herpes like like back in the day off of LimeWire anymore because I know better. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I'm
that's
not gonna
true.
make those same. I'm not gonna risk my however much rig just to play this game that I'm probably only gonna put 20 hours into. Like I'm not gonna do that anymore. And what's a better way to lower that? Throw it all on PC and make more money. Like
hmm
you just double the life of your game. And you I mean, you may even like I wouldn't be shocked if Days Gone 2 ends up coming back to life because of PC. Like
Oh yeah.
it wouldn't
Mhm.
even
I
shock
will
me.
say this. The only reason I'm not as excited about Uncharted 4 coming to PC is because I haven't played any of the previous games in the series. So if they bring the whole collection over, cool. Like now I know I can start from one and play them all, but I don't want to just like play the fourth one. So if I'm gonna pick that back up, and my backlog is massive anyway, I wanted to
Mhm.
start from the beginning. So that's the only thing missing with games that are like have a long running franchise like that is you ideally don't want to have to skip iterations of them and only do the most recent one. So maybe this is like the first one that's going to come over, and then hopefully the rest will follow. But yeah, more games on more platforms. I'm all for it. I want it.
You know what's crazy? Sidebar. So I'm looking at the reports because I didn't even know about it until like before we went live. I'm looking at the monetization and how it, of course, because this wasn't made for public consumption,
hmm
but and talking like them pitching about the whole idea of game monetization being stronger, and seeing that it looks like a plus 231% increase in add-on purchases or add-on sales in comparison to PlayStation 4 from November 13th to March 14th, March 2014 for PlayStation 4, and then for PS5 from November 2020 to March 2021, it boosted up 231%. And I think a lot what I hate about this, when they use numbers like this, even though it's real, it's a very real number, but I bet you they didn't take into account like heavily, at least for the people they were presenting it for. COVID, most people are in the house. Most people are trying to get more time out of the games they already have because we all know most gamers buy 3 to 4 games a year. Like that's most
Yeah.
people don't buy as many games as we do. Like I know
hmm
me, I'm dang near buying a game every month.
I'm actually trying to
That's
think how many
not
games I bought this year.
that's what I'm saying. Like most people don't buy that many games. Like that is not a comp. We just live in that echo chamber
Mm-hmm.
of the gaming community. So it seems like every game everybody's buying, but most people might like it's not a real thing. But knowing that's the case and then seeing that number of the 231%, you got kids at home for longer periods of time. You got working from home. You know,
You don't know what that's about.
You know what's crazy? I wrote an article way back when we started level 1. You know a big percentage that has increased the number of games that are being played and bought? Old people. Old people are playing video games. I wrote an article about it. If I can find it on the website, old people that couldn't get out because of the pandemic picked up video games. They was like, oh, I see why my young whippersnapper keep asking for V-Bucks all the goddamn time.
What's her name? The Skyrim grandmother.
Yep.
There's a dude. Shout out to RPG Dad. He's dope. He be running D&D on Twitch, and he plays Skyrim and a bunch of other RPGs. Like it, and these are all people, like, if I'm not mistaken, with grandkids. Like
Uncharted is not a game for the kids. Let's be honest. They're gonna play Fortnite when their parents allow them to play games. They're gonna play games like Fortnite, I should say, or stuff
or
like
Grand Theft
that.
Auto.
or GTA.
I don't know. I never come across kids anymore.
My friend's son would refer to it as the car game because he tried to act like all he'd ever do is drive around and the cars in it. He's like, no, that's all I do. That's the only reason I play. I go into his room one time. He's got like the M16 out mowing down people as the like cops are charging him on the street. I'm like, watch.
I'm gonna say this before we move on. I am happy that PC gamers get to enjoy Uncharted 4. Right? I think that's dope.
Ooh.
But I would have been more excited for them if they got to play the better game, Lost Legacy.
Speak on it. We're gonna speak on the fact.
Better. I enjoyed
both
this
y'all already.
I would die on this hill. This is a better
Let me borrow 1 through Lost Legacy.
If they're gonna announce,
you gonna play it because you ain't played Baloy.
I haven't finished it.
I got
but I didn't play it.
Maybe
right.
we'll
I do need
see
to finish that first. I do need to finish
a collection coming. Maybe it's just not the priority because Uncharted 4 is a big title. So if they do like Tomb Raider, where Tomb Raider the reboot trilogy is they're releasing it as the definitive edition, Survivor Definitive Edition collection. Maybe since the older games aren't a priority, it will still come with a collection because Citizen's right. What doesn't make sense to start with 4? Maybe they will have a collection because it doesn't make sense to start with 4 and be like, hey, I know you know how this ends, but play the lead up to this.
Yeah.
How did Nathan
But
Drake
I mean,
get
I feel like for most people, it still makes sense because a lot of people have played the series and they could be like, "Oh, I can re-experience this newest one on my PC. That's great." I'm not knocking it. I'm saying for me personally, I want to play the whole series, so I'm going to wait until I can do that.
Hugger, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh yeah.
Oh
shit.
Lord.
My family might be watching this, y'all. I can't. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine.
Fame did it unprompted.
Listen,
I didn't coerce him.
Before we switch topics, really quick, we have me and Hugger did a co-review of Operation Tango. If you guys are interested about the game, it is coming for PS Plus June 1st. If you're interested to know more about the game, me and Hugger did a co-review that's up today at lv1gaming.com. Go check that out. And also, if you're watching the stream right now, please hit the like button, share the stream out, and subscribe. So tomorrow's a big day for me, okay? Because I get to see more of Bay. Horizon Forbidden West, we're getting about 14 minutes of gameplay tomorrow. And look at me when I tell you this. Hard!
Stop.
That's not appropriate, sir.
Listen. Hard! I can't. I'm leaving work early. I believe it's at 4 my time. That's gonna be Take Two podcast. I am beyond excited, and I'm gonna be. I see a lot of people jumping on the Horizon Zero Dawn bandwagon. Where was y'all in 2017 when y'all told me the game was trash, Aloy was whack, the game was dry? Where was y'all back then? Because I bought the game digital. I got the DLC.
Look at the people
I bought it
that
physical.
when Hellblade 2 was announced. Oh, it's so good, but I've never played the first one. But I want us to play the first one.
Same thing with Hellblade. I bought Hellblade on PlayStation 4 day one, beat it. I played it on Xbox Game Pass, beat it. I bought a physical copy of the game because I support my games. But listen, tomorrow, Horizon Forbidden West. I do want to get the panel's thoughts on what you guys are sort of expecting to see, because I don't care. They can show me 14 minutes of Aloy blinking, and I'm going to say game of the year, day one by, I got to have my PS5. Blink, blow me a kiss. Right. Hard, bucko. I cannot wait, bro, because Horizon Zero Dawn was my game, bro. I love the game. I love Aloy as a character. But I do want to get the panel's thoughts on what you guys are hoping or expecting to see from Horizon Forbidden West. I do want to start with the homie Baron.
I want, like in all games, I want more crafting and looting and RNG mechanics. I truly feel that adds legs to any game. It adds a whole new level of replayability, and we already seen that with the first one. I didn't finish Horizon Zero
Where's
Dawn.
Where's the kick button?
Oh no!
I'm in the same boat as Baron. I haven't finished it either.
Oh,
look, everybody, only person who's beat it is Fame, and everybody's like, "Hey, Fame.
y'all gonna make this man cry? Stop."
Hey, look,
but Fame, I do have 2 copies of it. I got the original day one, and then now I have the complete edition. So now I have the DLC, and I can play it.
Hang on. So I haven't finished it, right? But I bought it like used at GameStop for like $2. Y'all have 3 copies of this game, and you have not beaten it.
So check this out. So I bought the collector's edition, and then my homeboy was absolutely in love with the game. So I sold it to him for the low.
As he should. Hard.
Okay.
Okay, I might have to use my HR privileges here. Shut up.
Right. Right. And then I bought the it was on sale during Black Friday, and I was like, oh well, I need the game. Boom. And then I heard nothing but positive stuff about the DLC, and it was cheaper to buy the complete edition than it was to get the physical to get the DLC. So I was like, I'll just rebuy the complete edition and get all the DLC around it. And now it's just on top of my backlog pile. So that's how I ended up with
on top. Put it in,
Same.
bro. Put the disc in and play
No,
stop with the put it in.
You keep inviting me to outright. That's why.
I just want to say what's up to everybody except Bam Bam V3 talking about the story was boring. You tripping? As soon as you stop doing those hard drugs, I got some good green for you. Something that'll get this back right, because that's crazy. Really, the Horizon Zero Dawn story was boring. I would have taken any part of that game being boring, except for the combat and the story. Any other part of that game you say was boring, I would have been like, okay, that's cool. That's your opinion.
It looked pretty. I played it on an OG PlayStation 4, like one of the first gen ones of the PlayStation 4, and the game holds up. It looks very pretty.
Like if we get a release date, I this is not me for no other purpose besides the fact I don't have a PS5 because I don't want to play on PS4 like Miles Morales. I hope it doesn't come out this year because I don't have a PS5 and I probably won't be able to get one because I'm not paying $750 because my name is not Chakalaka88.
Damn.
I can understand that though, because if God of War come out before I got a PS5, I'm gonna be a little salty.
Called out.
But I do want to get more thoughts. Hustle tomorrow, man. What do you expect to see?
Okay. So I guess they kind of spoiled it, or well, not spoiled it, but they revealed it when they did the Future Gaming, whatever that live stream was last June or whatever it was, right? So we'll probably see more swimming portions of it. I'm one of those people who didn't play it because I just literally wasn't interested in Fame. I can explain why a lot of people didn't play this game. Listen, a lot of people played this game and they compared it to what game on Nintendo? That's right, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where you can climb anywhere, and everybody was so enamored by the mechanics that was in that game. It's The Witcher 3 pretty much, right? So a lot of people were enamored, and a lot of people slept on Aloy. I'm just saying that, a lot of people slept, myself included. So I do own that game. And not only do I own it, I think they gave it away for free too. But I let my nephew play it. He just kind of wasn't interested necessarily. Baron, you had mentioned earlier that you played it on the OG PS4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the medium settings. So you already know, PC gang, we out here eating good, baby. We out here eating good. Ultra settings, and oh man, that 2080 Ti gonna get put to work, man. For all the old PlayStation 4 games, just come on, just bring it on over. But I'll get back on point. And I'm sorry for derailing. I want to see more. I want to see if you fight any enemies underwater because, like I said, Aloy apparently couldn't swim in the first one, but she could swim in the second one as we saw. So I want to see if you can fight anything underwater. I don't know how they're gonna pull that off, but let me just say for the record that Decima engine is not to be played with. Like it's really not. And in terms of story, I think I think Bam Bam had said it earlier that it was kind of boring to him. Not only do I think that they ramp up everything in the second one, I think it's going to take a sharp turn because we all know about that Sony template, that Naughty Dog Last of Us type template, right? I think that the second story will make you feel something. I can almost guarantee it that the first story wouldn't. I think that everybody's taking cue from Neil Druckmann and the great people over there at Naughty Dog, and I think they're going to make this a more interactive thing the way you're going to feel more. I mean, it's going to play as more than likely 60 frames a second. And bare minimum, yeah, I mean, like, so when we get games like, oh no, PS4, what's that? Anyway, no, PS5 is gonna be fully decked out, man, and fully expect for it to be, if it does come out this year, Game of the Year contender. Halo Infinite gonna be in a lot of trouble if Horizon Zero Dawn 2 drop this year. It's gonna drop this year, Game of the Year.
You know my biggest fear?
Yes, sir.
My biggest fear is we heard some things that they had to take out of their original game, like the swimming and the flying, because because of the hardware limitations. This game is releasing on PS4, so we're going to have those same hardware limitations. I wish it was a PS5 only game. I'm sorry, I have a PS4. I don't have a PS5. But I wish it was a PS5 exclusive because I don't want to hear nothing else about
PlayStation 5.
Not even that game makes me want to buy a PlayStation 5, but I don't want to hear no more about we couldn't do this because of this. Because we know the Series X and the PS5 are both very capable consoles, right? So if Aloy is supposed to fly, she's supposed to hop on a mech and fly. I want that in the game. I don't want that not to be in the game because it has to be on PS4. I do understand the install base. I get that. I get all of that. But this is where if you release day and date on PC, you wouldn't have that problem. It's still gonna sell.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Go ahead, Gordon. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I think with the timing of it, I think it's still less of about the install base and more about that when they started working on this game, it was built for the PS4 because that's what they had available to work with. They knew something was coming, but they didn't know yet. I think it's still going to be another year or two before we start getting games that we knew the PS5 specs, we knew it was coming, or we knew the Series X specs, and this game was designed solely for the Series X. So I think that's still a part of it, but it's a little bit of both, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know how I know Dallas in a good mood because he eating his fat ass life away. Unlike last week where he wasn't eating, he in a better mood today because he's
late to the show. Now he's just munching down.
What you got, D? You got to show them. People like to see what you're eating every week, dog.
Quesadilla.
From Taco Bell.
Taco Cabana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it comes in like a little.
We got some rice and beans.
I like that. I like it.
Oh wait, is that just like a regional place? Because I don't think I've ever heard of it.
I don't think so.
Nah.
You know, that never even crossed my mind that other people might not have a Taco Cabana.
Let me find out. Now I'm curious.
I was today years old when I heard of the name of that.
Taco Cabana good, but Taco Casa be busting.
Man, let's talk about it.
Taco Casa be busting.
Taco Casa is the leastest chicken of Mexican food.
Facts. Busting.
Oh, they don't have leases either, I'm sure.
If y'all got a Taco Casa where you live, trust. Taco Casa be busting. Especially if you like cheese.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, can I get some tortilla with my cheese, please? But Dallas, Horizon Zero Dawn tomorrow, bro. What are your expectations and stuff we're seeing? Stuff that you want to see?
You would think that I would have learned how to like temper my expectations by now, especially given my whole Biomutant thing. Hope y'all ain't talking about that yet, cause
not yet.
I'm not gonna really go in because it's still the time where I need to give it a chance or whatever. Anyway, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I kind of expect a lot from Horizon. Like we've seen so much from the Decima engine, from Death Stranding. Like, okay, so we thought Horizon Zero Dawn was amazing, right? Mm-hmm. And then Death Stranding comes and did what it did graphically. And keep in mind, that one of the conditions of Kojima Productions having the Decima engine was the fact that whatever improvements they made, they had to give over to Guerrilla Games. So it's no telling what we about to see graphically. And just as far as the open world goes too, like Death Stranding was sort of, if you see it, you can go there. You might have a hard ass time getting there, but you can go there.
Right.
And one of my issues with Horizon Zero Dawn was being able to traverse like high places, like climbing mountains and stuff like that. As long as you was 10 toes, like as long as you was on the ground, you was fine. It was fun to get around, but when it comes to climbing mountains and shit, that's when you have an issue. So I'm hoping that Death Stranding kind of fixes that for Horizon. Everything else, I'm not even worried about. I know it's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
I just want to know what.
That's a good point. You mentioned that about like the like upwards traversal, like climbing terrain and stuff. Because unless you see like the little yellow things you can grab onto, you really can't climb stuff. So I'd like to see something more immersive than that, like grabbing actual rocks and climbing rocks, like trying to climb stuff, seeing if you can climb it or not, rather than like
Death Stranding didn't have no yellow paint.
Yellow marks to climb things. Yeah.
They just better
Death
not give her
Stranding
no
did not have yellow
boyfriend.
paint.
Oh,
Yo.
since we talked about it, Taco Casa is all over Texas, San Antonio, Houston, Fort Worth, BFW area, and El Paso. There's some in New Mexico, but all around Albuquerque, and one in Anchorage, Alaska, and that's it.
Yeah, wow.
Just to satisfy
Alaska.
the curiosity, right? Yeah, that was weird. I zoomed out on the map, and I was like, for real?
Listen,
Random, but all right.
they give Alo a boyfriend that's a trash game 60 Metacritic. She stays who
You
she
do
is.
know that
Game of the year,
there's, like,
97 Metacritic.
hidden connotations that Alo might be queer, so
I was
bisexual or
What
whatever.
what that mean to me?
They give Aloy anything, friend.
I was
can be
That
friends.
means she's probably not going to have a boyfriend.
Oh, true.
Or a partner. He doesn't want her to have a partner.
I don't want her to have no boyfriend.
Exactly.
She can have all the girlfriends she want, Bucko. I don't care about none of that. My girl got a girlfriend.
JV Blue Light Whirlwind.
like,
Oh,
world,
Yeah.
goddamn it, Dallas.
Stop.
I don't know if that's sexist or not. I'm trying to figure
That
out.
is very.
I was
Yeah.
hoping somebody would catch that.
I caught it because I was
Yeah.
gonna say it.
Hey, listen. I was thinking that. I was just trying to be polite. I said, well, I don't know if they're ready for that. Hey, listen.
Oh no, I was
Y'all-
gonna say it if
y'all
Fame hadn't beat me to it. Like,
God, I love it here. I just want to let y'all know that. Yeah. Feel like I'm at home. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like
It's
I'm at
family
home.
here, man.
Feel like I'm at
Nice,
home,
man.
man.
you
So
are.
that's why
You get your
level
own
one,
drink.
man. Our Phoenix got big wings, man. Cause we all come in. It's family. That's family here, man. We're trying to do what the famous words of that man Dallas man said. We're trying to level one and get the name.
Get the
buzzing.
name buzzing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when he said he got a strong ass.
Oh,
Yo, wait.
You can't do that while I'm drinking. Chill out.
Oh man. Hey, Dallas, shout out to you.
yeah, come on.
Shout out to you, Dallas. You've been all over the place. I mean, we see what's going on. You're working. You're all working, of course. And I do want to like take the time to like acknowledge you all. But I know this don't have nothing to do with nothing. I'm sorry for derailing, but I see everything. And I couldn't be any more proud of like everybody over here, like the collective like
Appreciate
effort. Yeah. No. It's important that y'all know that the love is always going to be there. You know, y'all kept it real with me, so you already know what's up. Y'all got it, man.
Aw.
Yeah,
Don't do
you know we
that,
appreciate you.
ma'am. Don't do that. You about to have me cheesing and shit? Don't
Too late.
Shout out to the troubleshooters in the chat. I see you audible. What's happening?
Please, just
Audible gaming, my boy.
Don't worry about it.
Big Mama in the chat too. She just lurking. She just doing something else. Shout out to my troubleshooters. I love y'all too. Yeah,
So,
I love y'all too, man. Like,
Hugger, you haven't played Horizon, but you have a copy of it, correct? Because if not, I'm gonna sing you.
I
one.
have-
You gotta have it.
2 copies.
Okay.
Don't
So-
worry, you'll get it in like 3 years.
Well, okay, let me read to you some of the games that were released in 2017, and I've only beaten a handful of these on the list. So Breath of the
man,
Wild, of
Sky.
course, Persona 5, Super Mario Odyssey, Resident Evil 7, Divinity 2, which most people wouldn't have played,
Backlog.
Wolfenstein 2 New Colossus, Hellblade, What Remains of Edith Finch, Nier Automata, Call of Duty World War II, Destiny 2 came out in 2017.
Oh Lord.
Right? Fortnite came out, never played it, not going to play it. Gravity Rush, Hollow Knight, Injustice 2, Marvel vs. Capcom,
What a
A Night in
year.
the Woods, Nier. Huh?
picked up a
What
lot
a
of those
year!
games.
Wow.
Right? Player
Yeah.
Unknown's. I'm not even done. Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, Prey, the remake, Pyre, Sonic Mania, Tacoma, Uncharted Lost Legacy, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and Yakuza 0. Like those are just some of the big titles.
That
So
was just the big names.
forgive
I
me
picked
if I
up and
didn't
beat a
get
bunch
to
of them.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
What a year!
It was
Horizon
busy
was
that
one of
year.
the better games.
It was.
Tell you what you
That
want.
Yakuza
Horizon was
is
one of the better
better.
games. Right next to Nier Automata. I think those are the two
Hellblade.
games. And Hellblade. Yeah, I can give you that.
I liked Yakuza 0 better than all of those combined right now, as it stands. Because Yakuza just has more for me, the way I like to play. But I've
More
never
silliness.
not liked a Guerrilla Games game. I enjoyed Killzone. That was one of my favorite shooters for a very long time. So I'm just excited to see more of Aloy and what they're going to do moving forward. More combat, more variety, more kind of be in the studio that they can be. I want to see their also DLC plans for the future.
It's gonna be a problem, boy. Like, hey, listen, I'm gonna just say this, and I'm not a fanboy of either console. Y'all know this by now, but I love it when one company competes with another. Like, I love the fact that Microsoft bought so many studios, and we got Perfect Dark coming in the second and third, right? And Halo, and then we spoke up and they improved Halo. I love it when Ratchet and Clank drop next month, cuz. Like, I understand what I'm saying. Insomniac been putting in that work, and I don't want to get off. I don't want to derail, but that's something. Like, listen, man. Like, earn my money, earn all of it. I'm a consumer first. Listen, I am a consumer first, so earn all of my money, man. I can't wait to see Horizon Zero Dawn 2 tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, it really it's putting the battery in my back to play the first one, and you know what I mean. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Is that Erica in the chat? Ooh,
Yeah, that's Big
going
Mama in
on,
the
Erica.
chat. Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah, I see
episode
Big
was she
Mama.
on? Was it what
Ooh.
130?
I don't even
It's
remember
probably
what
about
episode
20
we're on right
episodes
now.
ago. We're on 156, sir.
Yeah.
My memory is trash. It's nothing like, no offense. I just can't remember anything ever.
It was fairly recent. I do know that. It definitely was fairly recent. It had been like 140 or something. It couldn't have been so long ago, but I see
Who knows,
her. I
man?
see Audible. You know,
But
I
yeah.
love my squad, man.
A lot of games came out in 2017, and that's not even adding to the backlog I had from the previous years. Horizon's right up there, but Fame, the last time I turned on my PlayStation was to play It Takes Two. So it takes a lot for me to turn on the PlayStation. It sounds like a small jet firing up, and I'm like, I don't want to pay for it on PC because it's $60 on PC. I'm like, no. Canada, you need to go on sale. Have a sale.
Well, speaking of It Takes Two, Hugger got some fire getting ready to release her soon. When it drop on the channel, make sure you guys check it out. She went into her bag, and she got some stuff dropping pretty soon. So make sure you guys check out and support it, because I was there and I was laughing at because I forgot half the shit that happened that span of a week. So
it reminded me why I like editing, but also why I stopped doing all of those kinds of edits. It's like, nah, that it takes so long to do.
Ooh.
And we're just dumb. We had so much dumb stuff. You know how much stuff I had to cut out? Because I'm like, oh my God, we're idiots. I can't believe we said that.
Y'all are pretty dumb.
hey, and before we switch the topics, really quick, if you're watching, hit that like
Damn
button,
right.
subscribe, share the stream out. And it's not a podcast if King Arthur don't come in and remind us all the floor hugger is so fine. Shout out to you, King Arthur. Thanks for coming through once again.
Shout out, King Arthur.
Now we need Kevin to come through and call it the Hugcast.
You know who I saw? Reggie. He was on my channel earlier when I was streaming. I'm like, Reggie Butler, where have you been?
Saying in a
Yeah,
while.
it's been a long ago.
That's a
Right?
throwback name.
Reggie.
So we do have
Come
a
here,
couple
baby.
more topics left before we get to our suggestions or games you guys should be playing. So we're hearing that there may be a Valve Switch like device on the way.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna get my opinion out of the way. Just like that Steam machine, it's going to flop. Because sometimes I forget I have a Switch.
I mean, you could always send it to me because Canada's never going to get one, so I would love one. Opa? You have my address, so it's not like you can't.
I do.
Send it from Cowboys gear.
It'll arrive in 2030.
Yeah, probably.
Hugger about to get a Switch randomly now. It's gonna be anonymous and it's gonna have a Switch.
Right?
I already
Well,
know.
they said it's a handheld. It's a handheld PC. So I'm like, so you're making a tablet.
It's a
Stop!
tablet.
Don't dumb it down so much. Don't do that.
A handheld PC, either it's a laptop or like a Surface Switch
You
tablet
just ruined
thing.
the whole marketing scheme in one sentence.
Well, it's
Or
their
it could
fault
be
for
its
putting
own thing
handheld
that plays
PC.
all the PC
It's probably
games
gonna have
now.
some kind of
Except for
APU
yours.
in it, one of those CPU GPU hybrid things.
Yeah,
But-
probably.
But you know what though? Why it probably could
Not
I
survive.
think they would do better to just do like a more of a lean more into mobile, like make a better app or I don't know, because you already got cell phones out there that heavy push. You know, we got Game Pass.
What, you
we
guys
got-
ain't got cell phones? Now you sound like the Bethesda.
No,
not
no,
Bethesda,
no. I
Blizzard
didn't
guy.
say-
Blizzard?
I didn't look. I didn't say they had to. I said it would just. I don't know.
It would
probably
make
be
sense,
cheaper.
yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of buying
Options.
hardware that you're only
Yeah.
going to use for one specific thing.
And then what
Um,
games
But also-
gonna be on?
Hardware for
mean-
one specific thing is part of what brought us here. Like consoles is part of what brought us here for one. And for two,
True.
I think it's nice just to have cool shit. They don't have to have a purpose. Just be cool.
Dallas bought an Ouya. That's the man of a.
Dallas
No,
bought
how
a
about
yeah.
How about a
Ooh,
Nokia
yeah.
Engage?
And he has a
Oh,
TomTom.
man, that shit's
You probably
nice.
did buy the Engage, didn't you?
Not yet,
You
but I
really
will
did.
because Assassin's Creed is on it.
They did have a.
Oh,
special
no.
Assassin's
If you look in the
Creed.
background, Dallas has the Atari console awful thing that they tried to put out.
Wait, did that thing ever
not
release?
try to.
The new one.
It did, yeah.
In my house, it did.
Wow, that thing went right by me because I thought that thing was still in process. I had no idea they released that trash.
They should have never released it.
I
It's
have
less
Oh, no, I'm
powerful than
sorry.
your phone.
I have a couple questions and concerns about what Steam may or may not be releasing. Okay, so this is, a PC product, right? So, it does have to outperform the Switch. So let's talk about battery life first. Everybody was all in a tizzy when the Switch first released, and The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild was only 2.5 hours max battery life. So, how long is that thing gonna last? That's the first question. Second question is, this is gonna be PC stuff, so it'll more than likely be high end. So listen, if it don't have no OLED screen, I would be a little concerned. And then it's just a lot. And then what's the killer app on that to go handheld? Because listen, it don't even matter what it is. We know Nintendo run that handheld market. They run it so much that Xbox won't get into it. They run it so much that they ran Sony up out of it. Vita does not mean life. Vita means death, to borrow a Colin Moriarty's quote. It's gonna be a tough day at the office if Steam does get into this. And didn't Steam try to do some type of portable thing before with the Steam Link? And y'all see they stopped selling that. That rap, it's over. R.I.P. R.I.P. All right, it's over. It's over. They killed the club. It's over. So what will we even expect from that? And I'm not rolling. That's all. I'm gonna just say I'm not rolling, man. I'm not rolling.
Well, another major issue is price point, because
Yeah, what's the price?
$600 you can go get you a decent. I mean, a rig that'll run most games that are that are out right now. So
Good God.
wow, oh wow, what is that?
That's going to be Fame tomorrow and me
What?
Friday because we're getting our first
Because you
COVID
gonna-
shot. So that's us.
Oh,
I am getting my COVID shot in the morning.
Oh,
Going
I ain't got
on
no powers yet.
Hey,
I had my first one, and I ain't got no powers yet. So
Wait for
maybe
the
it's
second
kicking
one.
in the second one.
Yeah.
I can confirm that the powers do kick in. I'm just extremely handsome. I have a little bit
Only
more
that
facial hair.
January gives you powers. That's why the
That's
government
true.
halted
Don't
it
tell
for
me your
while.
beard
They're
got a
like,
little stronger.
"We
Oh,
want to give people superpowers.
hey,
Fame. I'm
He
going to.
got quiet and he posted that.
Fame. I have your wife's number. Do not make me text her.
Oh,
No.
I got
She
a
the
direct
re-
line, baby.
alert.
She's
boy.
the reason I'm this way, baby.
Yo,
That's true.
I
hey,
hate
no,
y'all.
but that
But yeah.
price point though, what can you charge that would be reasonable?
Mhm.
It's the same thing
Tree-
we've been talking about with
tree fitted.
PlayStation going to games. Steam holds the
That ain't
PC
PlayStation. It's
market.
that damn Loch Ness monster.
Mhm.
Steam holds the PC. There's people that will not. I mean, Epic has a lot of issues, but won't even use Game Pass because they want their games to stay on Steam. Dumb mindset, but okay, whatever. You can put your games on anyway. What are they trying to do with this? You're making a tablet. What are you doing?
Oof. I have a question.
Tablet.
Okay, so this is strictly rumor. Have they showed any type of like prototypes? Like, y'all remember when the Switch first came out? Everybody thought it was a touchpad. So have we? Excuse me. Have we seen
There's an
anything in
image.
reference
I
to
don't
that?
know if it's legit or not. There was an image that they posted.
Because I'm curious to see how they're gonna pull that
I'll see if I
off
can find
without really mimicking the Switch. Because I can't picture any other way of playing like handhelds. Like to take it all the way back. Y'all remember like the Game Boy and y'all remember the Game Gear, right? Like
Oh my
the
God.
1 and 2.
Be a game.
I can't. There's no way that they're gonna have to mimic that somehow. I don't know what they're thinking. I hope it works, but and that's just the tech head in me that just really want that to work. But if they don't got like an exclusive Half-Life, and then like imagine if they did have an exclusive Half-Life and you can't play it on like the big boy Steam on your PC and all that, can you imagine the uproar at that point too?
Oh,
It's
that would
they're
be
gonna have
dumb
to figure
do
some
that,
shit
though.
out. Oh, pardon me, pardon my language, y'all. They're gonna have to figure something out.
You good?
Yeah, you know,
We're allowed one F word.
We say shit on
No,
this shit.
I said the S word. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think
Yeah,
it's
we're fine with
legit,
that.
what I
We
saw
say
now.
shit on
One
this
F
shit.
word before we get in trouble.
So never mind on that picture. I don't
Oh
think
shit,
it's legit.
fire.
But yeah, I'm so because I remember the Steam machine and the Steam controllers. Like I feel like that was a figment of my imagination till I remember. Oh yeah, no, that came out. I just don't know what they're trying to achieve here. You know, if they were on it, and especially with the move PlayStation pulled with trying to and then reversing closing the stores, I would just buy a ton of Vitas, preload it with like exclusive software, and sell those. Be like, hey, PlayStation, I know you have them somewhere in some warehouse. Can we have them? Or PSPs.
They
It's
exist.
PSP. They exist. There's a warehouse of like, I mean, if there's a warehouse full of like LGR lazy game reviews, if there's a warehouse full of 80s computers that have never been opened, there's a full warehouse full of PlayStation Vita somewhere.
You know what's crazy?
I want
I've bought and sold at least 6 Vitas, and I don't have one now. But now I'm like, dang, I kind of want a Vita just to get it and resell it again. Cause
Almost bought one until they left the store alone. Like, thank God, I almost pulled the trigger. The FOMO was real. I was like, oh, I could get that. Oh
my
I
God.
really do want to get one.
like I forget I have a Switch like that.
Just to
Pokemon
have it.
game that dropped in
Just to have
January. I'm gonna buy that Pokemon game in January. That's happening, right? But after that, like I'm gonna go back to not playing the Switch. It's just not a. I don't know, man. I don't know. I fell out of love with it. I think I'm over handhelds.
You don't-
That's why I don't need
You don't like your
market.
mini machine? You don't
On
like
my
your mini
end,
machine?
I still like my Switch. I don't play it nearly as much as I used to, but I don't think it's useless. Cause every now and then, like even if I wasn't playing my PlayStation for a while until I got a game that I wanted to get on PlayStation. Well,
True.
till I got a game I wanted to get on Xbox, but they only had the PlayStation version. But that's
But-
why it's so convenient.
You were
Like,
playing. Oh God, what's that game? You were playing Ghost of Tsushima heavy.
heavy.
Oh, before that, you hadn't touched your PlayStation, and when you were showing me Death Stranding, it's like
Yep.
you
But
have
you,
your
exactly though. But
Death
then
Stranding was the
I'm one of
last
those
one.
people that's like, I might feel like playing Ghost of Tsushima one day. I might be on stream and be like, fuck it, this is the. I mean,
Oh, there's our F.
Oh, well
Don't
then.
listen, Apple.
What had happened was,
my bad.
What happened was
I might.
Oh.
No.
God, the juice is loose.
I mean, if the gloves don't fit, you
I might
must
be on
have
stream one
quit.
day,
Oh,
and or I might be
job.
looking for some multiplayer to play, and I don't play very many multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima is one of them. So, yeah, I don't know. It's convenient having both, but well, having all three rather, or all four.
Yeah, I'm like, don't forget, man, you got all that now.
It's convenient having everything, but I have everything for a reason. Like everything that I have is because like I wanted it to do a certain thing, and just because I'm not doing that thing for let's say a couple months, does not mean that I won't want to. Like I've been kind of busy, and there's been a couple games I've been wanting to play, but once I get these out of the way, I'm going to get Monster Hunter Rise. Or I'm gonna be playing that probably a lot. That's one of the games that I can play with my brothers a lot. So no, it's not useless. And oh my god, the juice is loose. There's just a lot of games on Switch that I have, and there's a few that I'm looking forward to. So I don't know, man. Like y'all gonna want to go when Bayonetta 3 come out. Y'all gonna go grab one.
Hey.
So
when they
I
call
think-
the police.
No.
I don't think
It's
I hate
always
this.
fame.
It's always fame. If he's too quiet, I don't think any system, no matter what you've had, is a complete waste of time or money. And I'm surprised nobody roasted fame for you don't want to play handheld, but you spend so much time on the goddamn toilet. Every time I call you, hold on, I gotta take a poop.
That's
That
true.
box
You
right
are
there.
like how you got legs? You be on the toilet so much.
I be on
Dog.
TikTok. I be on TikTok. I can't help myself.
In
Man, that
fact,
shit
Okay.
take your whole
in
life.
fact, he loves shit so much he bought Shaq food too.
Twice.
Yo.
Yeah, but
They got the digital and
Um,
the physical.
more to the point, that box right there behind me, that's got a OG Xbox, a Dreamcast, a PS3, which is not even the working PS3 because that's over there. A PS2. Like it's got 4 or 5 consoles in there. And a couple of them get played. Like I actually still play my PS3. So yeah,
Console is not worth it. Because I think any console we've ever had, handheld, whatever, we've gotten our enjoyment out of it. Because I can tell you how much hours I put into Red Dead Redemption Original online. That just paid for the PlayStation itself. I got, unfortunately, because nobody told me and I wasn't big into the reviews of it at the time, I got Destiny with my PlayStation 4. I bought my PlayStation 4 for Destiny. That was a mistake. But
it worked out.
every
man.
console, exactly. Every console, we can think back. We have good times, good memories. Good fame. You need to stop. That's some good timing.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done with the meme box today. I'm out. I'm gonna step
Hey,
away.
Ellie is really enjoying it.
I'm gonna step away from the
Yo.
meme box. I'm gonna step away. It's getting out
Fame,
of
I think you
control.
broke Hugger.
You broke me. HR's calling today.
Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm be in so much trouble after this podcast. Not fair.
He's saying that on air to get that call for real. He can be like,
Listen, we
was
do got
Hey, Lade.
we do got one more
I'm gonna call
topic
your
to
wife.
run
Hey, girl.
through
You won't believe what he did today.
before we get to the suggestions. So we did get an announcement today that the Xbox we present the Xbox and Bethesda show, but I'm sorry, bro, it's the Xbox show. It's going to be June 13th. Y'all excited? I'm super excited because we're getting the Xbox pretty much and Bethesda show at the same time. And if you look at the image, and somebody pointed this out to me. Of course, you see Halo, obviously, at the top, and then you see the bottom of the planet, and that's the Starfield reference. But then someone else pointed out that if you back up and look at it, it's a wheel. That's Halo, Forza, and
Look
Starfield.
back at it.
That's Halo, Forza, and Starfield. So we're likely going to get Forza 5 shown off and possibly released this year, I hope. But I want to get your thoughts about this, man. I think that was a nice little Easter egg that they put in there. But y'all thoughts and expectations. We're going to get into predictions later on, but y'all thoughts and expectations for the Xbox show on June 13th. Like, what do they need to see for you to be excited? Somebody
Can I
grab
go
the
first?
wheel. There you go. Grab the
Can I go
wheel.
first. Okay. I'm gonna make it as simple as possible. What would make me excited is seeing something that's gonna come out in the next 12 months. That's it. I'm so tired of all these big showcases showing me stuff that's not gonna be here for 4 to 5 years. Like, it's cool that you're working on that stuff, but I don't want that to be the focus because I don't even know if I'm gonna be alive 4 to 5 years from now. Show me something that's around
Oh,
the corner.
damn.
Show me something that I'm about to be able to get my hands on. That way, the excitement that I build up for it stays until the game is available for purchase and not dies out and I forget about it. And then 2 years later, you show it to me again, and I'm like, oh yeah, that does look really cool. And then it's still 2 years away from there. So just show me stuff that's coming. Show me stuff that's about to be available for me to put in my gamer hands and game, not something that's a decade away. That's all. That's all I want.
Okay. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. When I found out that Xbox and Bethesda were merging shows, I'm gonna keep it trill with you. I was a tad bit disappointed. only because I like the Bethesda show. Listen, the one thing that we know about Bethesda for sure is that they don't play around when they show something, it's dropping later on that year. So like that to me it says a lot. Now the acquisition with with Microsoft and the parent companies and everything, it'll probably slow itself up. I don't know if y'all heard, but Starfield was rumored for a long time to come out this year, but now we heard recent reports that it'll be apparently late next year, which is the very smart thing for Microsoft to do.
Don't put
in terms of the
Halo.
actual show itself,
Been a bad idea.
Well, so that's what I was getting to. Yeah, now you spread all that out. You got to drip feed it. I understand they got Game Pass, the live service, and everything, but you got to take your time when it comes to that. If Starfield is at least what I think it is, which is Fallout in space, if it is something along that level, that's going to be around for quite some time. So there's no need to rush that. They need to make sure. Bethesda at this point, seeing how they were acquired by Microsoft, they need to make sure any and every game that they release won't have bugs in it. They're affectionately known in the gaming media as Bugthesda, and people get them a pass for that. They can't do that no more. Like, they got the bread behind them now, so like now it's no excuse. In terms of what I'm looking for the show, I want to see something from Wolfenstein. Hugger, I saw you and I think Trevor playing that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I saw y'all streaming that.
Youngblood.
And shout out. Yep, Youngblood. Shout out to the homie Neo GameSpark. Like, cause I had tweeted out one day. I was like, yo, what should I try? And he was like, yo, you gotta play Wolfenstein. I said, I'll check it out. I'll find a co-op partner and I'll check it out. I would love to see some type of Doom, Halo crossover. We probably won't see that for quite some time, but I would love to see that.
Like Dalo?
Man, listen, man.
That sounds like some hood name. Dalo, what's up?
It's about right. Yo. Now I'm excited. I'm always excited for like what Bethesda has to bring. I feel like the energy that they do bring, I can always appreciate it. And I get to try all this for like the low price of $10 because everything is on Game Pass for PC. So I'm looking forward to that. What do you? I guess I'll ask that question after we're finished. But I kind of want to. I'm just wondering like, what's next? Because we know Starfield's a thing. I just wonder what's next for like Bethesda, or like I just want to know what's next. That's all.
I mean, there's so much they could do, and not like a re-release of Skyrim, but they could, if now that they have the time and money, they could re-release Morrowind. Actually, speaking of releasing stuff, Elder Scrolls Online is now June 1st, I think, is getting the Bloodmore DLC, and that's gonna add a whole nother more stuff. There's Greymore, and Morrowind is on there. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the ZeniMax side that is online. I know Fallout 76, the Steel Brotherhood DLC is out right now. There's tons of stuff they're doing. It's just the big titles that people are focusing on. But there's tons going on in the small side.
I tweeted about this. Do you guys think it'd be weird if they show Ghostwire Tokyo gameplay knowing that it's a PS5, even though it's made by, but it's a Bethesda game. It's a Xbox first party studio now, but they have a game coming up that I'm sure people want to see more gameplay of, which is Ghostwire Tokyo. You think it'd be weird for them to show gameplay of a game that's not coming to Xbox for at least 6 months after it releases at E3?
They own it.
Only if they don't have enough gameplay and games showed in the showcase. By
gameplay, we mean actual gameplay, not Ubisoft's gameplay.
What you're showing the
guys,
game?
Let's jump over the wall. Hey, watch out! There's an enemy over there.
Oh my! I hate that stuff.
Hey guys! God. Oh, do you see that bad guy over there? Oh wow!
Fake chatter.
But it's kind of weird. Cause hey, here's our new game, Ghostwire Tokyo, at our Xbox show which is show you why you should buy into the Xbox ecosystem, but your Xbox gamers can't play it. I think it's a weird medium because yes, Xbox owns the game, but it's not even playable on anything Xbox, period, for 6 months after its release. Isn't that
like pulling your pants down and showing your dingus? Because if they show it on their show, that's like, oh, you get your first look at Ghostwire in our show. And maybe, you wait that 6 months because we know we're not getting consoles for that long, probably. And you can play it on Xbox.
What they should do is at the end of the trailer say instead of giving the release date it's on PS5, say coming to Game Pass on such and such date. Then I
that would
give
be
you
so petty.
You know,
This is my worry though. I'm really worried that they're gonna spend this whole show talking about the final closing of the Bethesda acquisition.
Oh no, it's gonna be about Game Pass. The whole show
Well,
gonna be Game Pass.
hey, no, which is fine because you, as y'all know, I'm a avid supporter of Game Pass. It's one of the best deals out. But just show us games, like show us games that are coming to Game Pass, or like Snip said, don't show me a game that's going to come out 6 years from now, like Skyrim.
also,
I don't want to hear anything about. I don't want to hear anything about Elder
I'm gonna play
Scrolls
devil's
6,
advocate
you know?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on that because maybe not you, but a lot of people killed Microsoft for not giving us a roadmap, and they wouldn't show what's coming in the future. And we killed them for it. So now they have to show games like Fable and stuff in the future because we kept wondering what's coming because they wouldn't show it. Because Phil Spencer even said we're not showing things that's too far out because we're afraid to have like a scale bound situation, right, where the game actually gets canceled. But so we killed them because no one ever knew what was coming. So I'm not saying 6 years out, but man, within 3 or 4 years they have to show something because even PlayStation shows their roadmap. Like we know what's coming.
Well, then in the show with that, like in the show, like, hey, and act like you walking off stage and come back and be like, hey, and by the way, this is what's coming up. Like, boom. But don't let the meat of your show be a game that's going to be released first on PlayStation 5. Don't let it be Elder Scrolls 6 that we know is not coming anytime soon because we don't even have an official street date for Starfield. True. Don't let it be Halo Infinite, like 40 minutes of that. Like I don't give like I'm afraid they're gonna eat up their time with stuff that we already know a large amount of information about.
I disagree. First of all, that was that Ghostwire Tokyo. It's important that they show that, especially if they have a release date, regardless if it's coming on PlayStation 5 or not. That's still Bethesda thing. They can still make bread behind that. It's really not a problem. It wouldn't be a problem for me if they showed that, even if it's on a competing platform. We just saw MLB The Show, PlayStation first party title over there on Game Pass. So I don't have no issue with it. Those lines pretty much have been, or those streams rather, to take a Ghostbuster reference, have been crossed at this point. And y'all know what happens when they cross the streams. That means the fanboys die. So it's over. It's over at that point. So this is cool. So I'm 100% okay with that. Halo Infinite. They gotta show that because that joint's supposed to drop in November. Like you need to show and you gotta redeem yourself. We gonna be real. Like I follow like the 343 blog. Shout out to my boy Eric Empire. He keep me up with that. Listen, you gotta show that and you gotta deliver on that. That's Xbox's Mario, so you gotta deliver on that front. Yes, sir.
Let me challenge you with this though. Yes. They actually have more to lose by showing too much Halo Infinite than they do to gain. Because you've already taken the big L. You've already taken a big L. You've got marketing, you got products, everything from Monster, candy, chips.
I got my Chips Ahoy code.
Look, the console box itself, you've already taken the biggest L. Me, personally, I wouldn't even want to risk anymore. Because everybody's going to pick it apart to a next level. I don't think it would be worth killing themselves again. Because all it would take is one hiccup. And it just starts all over again. And I think they have more to lose by showing too much Halo Infinite than they do the game. Because that's just me personally. Like if I was in the office, I'd be like, please don't. It's not worth it. Let's just show them with the game and not with, because it may not even come across right. Like it may not even it may not even translate well through a video. It may be something you have to play, like when people describe Returnal in the rain, and you know what I mean, like one of those things. Like it doesn't translate well. So imagine just one hiccup or a tree popping in the background. Anything, don't let it stutter. What if Twitch or YouTube goes down midway? Like anything would murder. It sounds stupid, but it would.
People.
Bro, the internet would tear it apart even further. That's
Microsoft
why I think
can't afford to make mistakes. I do think we're going to get a good solid 10 minutes devoted to Halo. I really do.
than that, they
Mhm.
shoot themselves.
But you know what? One thing I do expect, I expect at least 2 to 3 big third-party AAA Game Pass announcements. Like this game is a third-party AAA title and it's releasing day one. I expect like 2 to
Yakuza
3 of
7
those.
and Yakuza Judgment 2 coming day and date.
I
I
can
wouldn't
see
be
all of that
surprised to see
coming.
more Yakuza news. Yep.
I wouldn't be
would be
shocked to
pretty
see,
dope.
hey,
We'll probably
Persona
see some
5.
unavowed.
Persona 5. They're gonna release. They're gonna announce at least 2 or 3 big titles, either out or getting ready to come out. That's gonna release on Game Pass. I almost guarantee 2 to 3 at minimum. Guarantee.
What's good, Assemble?
I got a question.
Assemble in a building. My second favorite Canadian.
Oh, what up, Simba? I see you, boy. Hey, I got a question for y'all. What if we get the Sega acquisition as an announcement? Because if we do, listen, it might be a wrap, man. It might be a wrap. PlayStation, they gonna have to.
I wouldn't be shocked if they acquire something. I don't know if it'd be Sega level. That'll break the internet. But I wouldn't be shocked to hear about an acquisition.
Well,
You know what?
Yes, I'm
Always
sorry. Go ahead.
blows my mind is Trevor and I talked about this when we talked about the Dreamcast and how we pretty much said the Dreamcast 2 is the original Xbox. Sega, if you guys beyond the internet, just go back, type in the Google or whatever you use, you see Sega has been working with Xbox for so long. And the fact that their games are now coming on to Game Pass in mass is not a surprise. Like if there was an acquisition and it was Sega, I would not be surprised at all.
I think Fame just showed it. I think we see the if you can read the tea leaves, you can read the tea leaves, right? To quote Joe Budden. This is the exact color for Sonic the Hedgehog. Don't ask me how I know that, but somebody looked up the actual hue on this controller, and this is what it came with. We saw the girl, yep. We saw that lovely young lady who was over there in Japan. I know. We saw that lovely young lady over there in Japan throwing this up, but she had her head down. Hey, listen, man, if you can read the tea leaves, you can read the tea leaves. And I just want to say, shout out to my homegirl Contraviction, who is a retro gamer. If they do buy Sega, like they're gonna release Crazy Taxi, they're gonna do all the Sonic event. They're gonna listen.
Crazy Taxi's actually getting a remaster.
I found that out today. I didn't know. Really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna be, but there's a full. I don't know if it's a remaster or a full-on remake, but Crazy Taxi is coming back.
You know what?
Yeah, they had to fight some run to the disc for it.
Game. Yeah.
I want Xbox to buy SNK. Yes.
Fame was talking about third party. I wouldn't be surprised if Stalker 2 was a timed exclusive.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
Definitely.
Because it's only had its legs ever on PC. I would not be surprised if it was an exclusive.
There was a leak that said it's a 3 months. It might be a 3 month timed exclusivity on Stalker 2. We definitely got to get that Crossfire date when that Crossfire is supposed to be dropping. I mean, the Xbox has a lot to do in only 90 minutes. I would hope it would be 2 hours with you combining the two, but this kind of lets me know that maybe the Bethesda side may not have too much to show.
I don't mind 90 minutes because we have to sit through that. We've sat through the Game Awards. I don't want to sit through 2 hours and then we have 15 minutes to get ready for the next show because we're going to be covering E3 like we do every year. I don't want to sit for that long. That's a long time to be watching and ready.
Get the snacks ready.
We'll see a lot of old games come back. I mean, they announced the Tales of Vesperia remaster last year. We're going to see a lot of stuff, old retro stuff, but I don't want to sit for 2 hours. 90 minutes is fine.
Listen, I will say this. For everyone who sat here for an hour and 20 minutes and rock with us, I'm going to use my F-bomb, my one F-bomb for today. You guys are fucking amazing.
We've already used it.
Oh, somebody used it? I missed. Somebody did. I'm going to be This is next week's F-bomb. I used it early, right? But everyone who's watching, you guys are awesome, man. If you guys coming through and rocking with us, we don't care if we entertaining 2 people. You guys coming through and hanging out with us is a pleasure. All we ever want is opportunity to entertain you guys. As you guys know, we do 6 shows a week. We got more shows coming, more content coming for you guys. We do content daily at lv1gaming.com. All we want is a chance to entertain you guys. That's why we do shows damn near every single day on this channel. T. Jones, I know you just came in, and I apologize, brother. But please, Go back and watch the episode. We did have a lot of fun today. But what we're not done yet, what we like to do at the end of the show is I'll go around the panel. And the panel will give you guys a video game, anime, movie, all three or one of the three that you guys should check out. That you guys either watch and or play. I do want to start with the homie Dallas. Dallas, what would you suggest for the people to watch and or play this week?
Hey, look here. I said this already, but watch Castlevania. Listen, this is important to me. Like, especially if you play the other ones, go play Resident Evil Village. It's basically I was talking to Baron about this earlier. RE Village feels like somebody busted into Capcom offices and was like, "Look, make me a first person Resident Evil 4, but make it scarier than that." And that's what they did. I was really under the impression that it wouldn't be as scary as I hoped it was. Then I got the House Benevito, and yeah. So that being said, you should play that. Also, I know I had something else and I can't remember what it was. Eat quesadillas, preferably from Taco Cabana.
From Taco Cabana, indeed. Bussin'.
Yeah. We starting to suggest food now. There was something else. I had something else and I was trying to remember what it was and I can't remember it. It was something good too. Dang, I don't remember.
Well,
but yeah,
want to loop back? We can loop back.
Yeah, that's cool. But go play Resident Evil because it's fire.
Slim Thugger, Floor Hugger.
What's up, y'all?
What you got this week?
So, I like to give you an indie game and a big game. So the big game is ESO to get ready for the, what did I say? Blackmore, Bloodmore, whatever it is. I can't remember the title. It's coming out June 1st. Blackmore, there you go.
I don't know.
It's
sound like the way Blackmore sound.
I think it's Blackmore. It's gonna be another massive update. I don't know if it's free to play anymore, but you can play Elder Scrolls just the base without the DLC, and it's like at least 1,000 hours of content because there's just so much to do. So if you just want a game to put a podcast on, that's it. For an indie game, I just downloaded it last night because me and Trevor were talking about it on COGS last night, and it's so dumb, but I love it. Maneater. So dumb, but it's so good.
Shark RPG.
It's Shark RPG, exactly.
RPG?
It's so dumb, but so fun. It's a Shark PG.
Sharknado strikes the game.
Nice dad joke for the podcast. Good job.
Man. I was going to say when she said man-eater, I was going to be like, whoa, here she comes.
Here she go.
She's a man.
She's a man-eater. Yeah. For TV, for anime, one of my favorite animes, because it's so dumb, is Panty and Stocking. If you know what it is, you know what it is. I'm pretty sure it's on Funimation. And for movies, I was feeling extra weird. Four Brothers, Mark Wahlberg, Andre 3000, Tyrese. It's hard
to watch.
It's hard to watch. It's a real good movie, and I stand by the thought that I don't think Mark Wahlberg can act, but he had a cool cast supporting him that made him act well. So, Four Brothers is a good one.
Love that.
Okay. Needing more hustle in your life, more motivation in your life. Hustle, what you got this week, brother?
All right. I mention it every time I'm in that chat in terms of games that I want y'all to go play. Fame, I'm surprised you don't mention this more. Gears 5 Hive Busters. Get you two friends, man. That joint like 3, maybe 4 hours. The best game in memory that I've had with the troubleshooters this year was with me, Erica, and Merc when we ran it. When Erica shot the damn barrels and the propeller came and chopped me all the way in half. It's on my channel. Go check it out. In terms of movies, go ahead and check out Scarface. I know you saw it before. I don't care. Watch it again.
Bro, why you take my movie suggestion? Because I just watched that the other day, and that was my suggestion today. Great minds think alike. You my brother.
Bruh.
You my
Every other
brother.
podcast.
Great minds think alike.
Every other podcast, somebody takes Fame's suggestion.
That's true.
Well,
It never fails. That's how you know he's in tune with a lot of
He's
people.
got good taste.
yeah. Oh, indeed.
Great movie.
Indeed. In terms of a show, no. In terms of indie games, I do want to. But I'm gonna bite your style a little bit, Hug. I do want to say this. In terms of an indie game, go ahead and play Celeste. I mean, I was kind of big
Made
on
by
that.
a Canadian company too.
Matt makes games, if I do remember right. Shout out to whoa. Shout out to Lena Rain. You know what? Hang on. let me take that back. I do like that game, but you know what game I like more? Aerial Knights Never Yield. Man, we're gonna support our brothers over here, man.
Yeah.
Like straight up and down, man. You know, if you've never played an endless runner like me, if you never played one like me, I suggest you get into this one. The music, oh my
Yes.
God. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Listen, Hustle wouldn't lie to you about the music. You got Dallas co-sign that too. I wouldn't lie to you about none of this. Listen, if you have never played the game, Endless Runner, it's only about an hour, which I kind of wish it was longer, but I'm telling you, man, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. I think the story, I'm a little confused by the story, and I played and beat the game, but shout out to Neil Christ, I forgot his last name.
I almost thought you were trying to say his name was Neil Christ. I was like, damn, that's a godly
What a
name.
name.
No, but he might as well be God because it took him like 10 years to develop that game. He made that game by himself. And I promise you, man, like in order for like us to like really make it, and not even just like as a black developer, but just like as like indie developers, we gotta pull up. You know, we gotta pull up and we gotta support. Like I've been campaigning about that joint. I was on different podcasts. You know, you saw me around, but I've been talking about that game. I've been talking it up heavy. And just do yourself a favor. If you've never played an Endless Runner, listen to Hustle this time. Neil Jones, yes. Neil Jones, and he has been making his rounds.
You got to get him on the show.
Neil Jones.
Got to.
I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because
Neil John.
somebody on this podcast is responsible for email. So this guy.
Oh man,
I'm
When we
looking
had-
at it.
You know
on
what?
We
my-
need to like
Let him
open up
finish
a
this
position like
giant
I don't
review.
know, communications director or something like that. We should open up that position and
Oh,
like get somebody here that could do that.
oh,
Oh snap, Baron! Hey, what's up?
Byron.
Look at that non-threatening
Baron gets
face.
He gets a free pass right now because he's vacationing and
Look
he's
at-
also
look at
doing a
his-
giant review for us. So,
Look
Yeah,
at his
he is.
exquisite abstract wall art.
right?
And that's a fly little
non-threatening
mirror.
face.
I was going to say that earlier. Said non-threatening. Man, he look like he about to put the work in on somebody if they make the wrong move. I tell you, boy. Baron, you're gonna be my bodyguard when I roll out on the West Coast, man. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying.
man, all I do is observe and report.
The man with the clamps, Citizen Snips. What you got this week, brother?
I actually started a bunch of different anime. None of them are really good enough that I'm gonna bother recommending them to y'all. So I apologize. I'm
Thank
reading
you,
through the
thank
chat for you though. So yeah, none of them are really that good, except for that Mars Red one I told you guys about a couple weeks ago. If you haven't checked that out yet, you should do that. And I warned y'all about this last week, and it's still true this week. All I got, Mass Effect Legendary. Just go play Mass Effect Legendary. I don't care what any response you. Oh, I already played it, or no, I don't like those concepts. I don't care. Go play Mass Effect Legendary. That's all I'm gonna tell you to do. That's all I got.
Go play them.
My dedicated devastator. Baron, what you got this week?
You know what? Anime wise, I'm probably gonna butcher the name, but Gleipnir or Gleip.
I've been near.
Right. It's on Funimation and it's pretty legit. Basically, alien comes down, crashes on Earth, and all of his companions turn into gold coins that you turn in for powers. And that, like, without giving away too much of the story, that's kind of the overall premise. And it's pretty good. I want to say it's only 13 episodes. You know, all great anime end early.
That's not true.
Look, hey, we can have this argument later, good sir. And then game wise, I've been working on a review. So I haven't been playing nothing but Biomutant. Yeah, that's it.
Hey, Dallas, did you remember what your suggestion was? I want to loop back to you.
Yes, I did. So it's an anime. Anime from back when we was younger. And an anime that I used to consistently mispronounce. Because we used to call it Escried, but it's actually called Scried. So if you like, and yes, Google this, please. It's S-CRY-ED. Because, you know, anime don't be named weird stuff often enough, so you got to. Yeah, this is from a time when people had to have like punctuation in their titles, just like now when they have to have super long titles. And it is a it's a shonen person's shonen anime. It's got all the shonen tropes, but it was made back when they were still cool. So people that's our age, you'll definitely enjoy it if you missed it when it was on Toonami. So once again, it's called Scried. S-CRY-ED.
Gotcha. Listen, my suggestions. I finally saw Mugen Train. If you still have it in the theater next to you, near you,
So good.
go watch it.
So good.
So good. And my feelings, I went with my son. I had to like hide the fact I'm getting ready to cry. I was in my feelings. Go watch it. Also mentioned Scarface. I watch Scarface twice a year. It's on Netflix now. So if you had never seen it before, you were a youngster, you still in them diapers, go watch one of the greatest movies ever made, Scarface. You're gonna realize a lot of popular things that you guys hear come from that movie. Go ahead,
Hey,
also.
real quick.
Hey,
That's a
look to my little
remake.
friend.
I literally just found out that the Scarface that I was referring, that's a remake apparently.
Wait,
No
what?
cap.
They made a reboot.
Yeah,
Oh.
so apparently it was made it was made before the release. I think it was 1985 was the new release, but apparently it's a remake. I literally just found that
Oh.
out. So
Just
Yeah.
like
Vanilla
Italian Job and
Sky.
stuff. They're all
Like
re-remakes.
Vanilla Sky is a
Mhm.
remake. A lot of
And
major
then
movies are remakes.
because
Hollywood.
because tomorrow is about her and only her. My game for you recommend for you guys to play is Horizon Zero Dawn. Love Bayloy, appreciate Bayloy, sleep with Bayloy. It's all about Bayloy tomorrow. There will be no Horizon slander coming from anyone on Twitter. We can't be
Right
friends.
tomorrow.
It's all about Bayloy tomorrow. So go play Horizon Zero Dawn. Trust me, you will enjoy the game. Listen, as I said before, we have
We're going live tomorrow.
We're going live tomorrow. We are. We have shows 6 days a week. Monday, 15 Minutes of Fame. Tuesday, Cogs in the Machine. Wednesday, Double XP Podcast. That's today. Tomorrow, Take Two. Friday, Peep Game. Saturday, Ready Press Play. On Sunday, Re-Rest. It's the Lord's Day. Go check out the Iron Lords Podcast. Listen, all we ever want, all we ever ask is an opportunity to entertain you. We want to thank our, not guest, we want to thank our family member, Hustle and Motivate, for coming through today and rocking with us. This man ain't a guest. This man is family. And we're going to ride with him till the wheels fall off because he ride with us, okay? You guys are awesome. If you guys can, hit that like button, share, subscribe, and we will see you guys next week. With all that being said, congratulations. You guys leveled up to 156. This was the Double XP Podcast. You guys have a great night. Peace.
Buona Natale.